This local website was dead in the water. It was getting no traffic and no leads. But the business owner decided for the new year of 2025, they wanted to really increase their business and get the leads flowing. So they asked me for help, and I started this early January, so about the 3rd of January. And I did less than 2 days of work and I left it and it shot straight up. And here's the thing, I wasn't building backlinks to it when I started this in the new year. Nothing off page was done. This was purely content. So, what exactly did I do? So let's just say, for example, we're going for the keyword landscapers, Nottingham. We're trying to generate leads here. So what did I do? What I did was, in a nutshell, I created 10 blog posts. Really, that's it. I used blog posts to make money for local SEO. 5 of them were about the service, landscapers, and then 5 of them were about the location. And I created topics around these. I found topics, I found keywords, and I created these blog posts and I internally linked them to the service page. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves on deciding what topics we should go after, first of all, you need to scrape the entities. Entities is essentially something that Google's going to consider highly relevant to a topic. And here's the thing, Google's been doing the absolute best since 2012 to switch from strings, which are keywords, to things, which are entities. And you can use this tool. This is the exact tool that I used to do this. So what I did was I went to Wikipedia. So Wikipedia, let's pull this up and let's go for Nottingham. Nottingham, this is the city, right? And what I did was I extracted entities. So Google hasn't given us a list of things it considers entities, but I found this research paper which goes over about 160 things it considers to be an entity. And I created this tool which extracts these entities from Wikipedia. So you can do this manually yourself, but I really couldn't be bothered. I'd rather create a tool. And what I did was I copied this, put into this right here, Wikipedia page URL. Target keyword was landscapers Nottingham. So what you're going to do is run app, and it's going to scrape Wikipedia of these entities, and it's going to give you a list of them. Then on the second tab, it's going to give you sentences. So this is a way, so instead of trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to put this on the page, it's going to give you actual examples. And what you're going to do is, once this has loaded, you're literally going to copy and paste the entities it extracted and then put it in a spreadsheet. So this is the type of spreadsheet I used. So I literally pasted in the entities here and then pasted in the sentences here. So let's see if it's done. No, it's still scraping. So here we go. It's gone ahead and scraped the entities. So these are people that are related to Nottingham, organizations, Nottingham City Council, a sports team. But what's really interesting is, if you scroll down, it's extracted the HTML tags, the subheadings, as well as the bolded terms, italic terms, so different HTML tags. And the reason why is you'll actually find quite a lot of entities and LSI keywords, which I'll be going over in just a moment, in the HTML tags like this. And literally what you're going to do is copy and paste all of the relevant ones into this little section here, into entities. Now, if we go in this tab right here, it's given us different sentences. So if you're looking for professional landscapers in Nottingham, consider reaching out to local experts who understand the climate of the East Midlands, who understand the unique climate of the East Midlands. So that's an entity, that's a place entity. So different one, many landscapers in Nottingham specialise in creating beautiful outdoor spaces that complement the historic charm of landmarks like Nottingham Castle and Wallerton Park. So you can fit this sentence in somewhere in your page. What you do is copy and paste this into the sentence part. And so now that we've got that, we're going to find LSI keywords. So LSI simply stands for latent semantic indexing. It's just a fancy way of saying synonyms. So for example, if you've got a keyword like dog, a synonym or even an LSI would be puppy, right? And you're going to use Semantic Sniper, because all this does is literally it extracts things from the Google search results. So Nottingham, landscapers Nottingham, so different bolded results results. So landscape gardeners. So gardeners would be a semantic one and extracts things like the Google autocomplete. People also ask this part here. People also search for. So literally, instead of doing it manually yourself, you can use a free tool like Semantic Sniper. Go over to this part here, Semantic Sniper, hit start, and if you notice on the top left, I'm not sure if it'll show because when I create the videos I cut the tab part out. So it's created a new tab, and basically it's going through and crawling and extracting the different search results. So this way, when you're using tools like Surfer and Phrase, you don't know exactly where the recommendations are coming from, but at least with this tool, you know. So as mentioned, it's mentioned things like garden, affordable. So literally all you're going to do is copy this and then just dump it in here. So next up, we're going to use a thesaurus. So thesaurus, so one of the things was landscapers, landscaper, so not plural. So a grower, a caretaker, greenskeeper, seedman. So whichever one that's relevant, you're going to copy those and dump them into the thesaurus part. Now going back to the Wikipedia part, so we've put in the Wikipedia for Nottingham, but you're going to do the same for your service. So landscaper, or in this case, it's landscaping. So literally, you're going to do the exact same thing. Go back into the tool, paste the Wikipedia URL in, same target keyword, hit run, and it's going to give you entities for landscapers. And you're going to jot that all down into this section here. Now, after this is done, you've got the entities, you've got the LSIs, you've done all that. You're going to want to create content that encompasses these queries. So literally go out and we're going to focus on 2 types of blog posts. So it's going to be 5 for our service and 5 for the location. So let's just go for the service first. So landscapers. So let's go scroll down. What does a landscaper actually do? What was landscapers a true story? So that wouldn't be irrelevant. How much do landscapers charge in the UK? So that could be a good one. So how much do landscapers charge in the UK? So that could be a keyword, and the topic could be how much does it cost for landscaping in the UK. So let's just copy that and paste that into Google and see what we can get from it. How much does it cost? So we've got more keywords that we can add. Why landscape is so expensive? Does landscaping increase home value? So you can add these keywords in, and these could be subheadings. And basically what you're going to do is find these keywords that have volume, and we know they have volume because it's in the people also ask. And then we've got the topic here, how much do landscapers charge, as the basically blog post title. So that's kind of like the overarching topic, and then you've got the individual keywords. So you're going to create content like that. So you could probably do better research than I did. I just did it off the fly. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to do the same for the location. So Nottingham. So one of the things I like to do is literally just go to Wikipedia, Nottingham, and then click on the extension and then go to subheadings, and it'll give you different things like the culture of Nottingham, Nottingham transport, demographics, the history of Nottingham. So that's one of the blog posts I created. So there's the city I was targeting. I just created the history of that location. So you're going to find different search queries that you can create regarding the actual location. So I did use AI to help me create this content, and I don't usually do that in terms of like word for word. A lot of the stuff I added was from AI, and that's okay when it comes to local SEO, because I find that you can just get away with it more versus something like e-commerce, or you're building a SaaS business. You can get away with AI written content a lot more. Just make sure it's nicely formatted. You've got the images, you've got videos, you've got internal, external links. Make sure it's all formatted, done nicely, and that'll do the trick. That really help speed up the process, because these were really good, in-depth, meaty blogs. And the reason why is because I did the research here. So these would have been subheadings, and then I would have gone to something like ChatGPT and literally put in a prompt like, I'm writing a post on how much does it cost for landscaping in the UK. Create me an article brief, and then anything that it suggests, I'll just add to my brief that I'm creating. And then another thing I did was I added the entities and the LSI keywords to the actual service page. So in this case, it was landscaping Nottingham. So your actual service page, you want to actually add those entities and size to them as well. So here's what's happening here. So we've got the overall topic we want to write for, right? You want to rank for, sorry. So in this case, it was landscapers, Nottingham. But what the thing is we need to be considered relevant in order to rank. And one of the ways we become relevant is by including entities and LSI keywords, entities plus LSI. And then what we're doing is we're just making a list of these entities and these LSIs. So once we've got these, the next step is to insert them into pages, right? Insert them into different pages. And what's happening is they're essentially powering up. So they're powering up your pages when it comes to relevancy signals in Google's eyes. And essentially what I did was just pass over that relevance. So let's just say, for example, this is the page that I'm trying to rank, right? This is the service page. This is where all the money is going to be made, right? So what I did was simply pass over that relevance with internal links, and the anchor text you can use rich anchor text. So you can literally use the anchor text, check out our high quality landscapers in Nottingham. So it's not an exact match anchor text, it's more of a partial match. And I basically went with those types of anchor text. I get a lot of questions when it comes to anchor text. Why didn't you mention it? Well, I mentioned it now. And as a result, what happened was the rankings increased, right? And that was done within a very, very short period of time. And you can see this domain, it has an authority score of 7, right? It's not a strong domain with a few crappy naturally linked built backlinks, right? Just random links that you get. I think it had a few directories, and that was about it. This is a very crappy little website that I optimized with some basic SEO, just basic content that was done with AI. I just added those keywords in and then just passed that relevance over. And I'll link to this tool in the description below. I'll also link to this page in the description below. I'd recommend you check it out. And this page is basically about growing your business. And I'll see you in the next video.